Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to everyone. I am Jordie James, psychic medium. I have got you for the next half hour. Very looking forward to it. It is actually Friday, beautiful Friday the 13th over here in Australia at the moment. And it's actually a little bit warm today, which is nice. It's nice to get out of the freezing cold. It is still bitter, but it's still not as bad as what it has been. So welcome to my show today. I'm going to take a couple of callers today, and I just want to chat about this week. It's been an interesting, as always. When you sort of look at your week's hindsightly, you sort of go, oh, wow, it's been an interesting week this week. I've done this, I've done that, and I've actually been, it's been quite busy looking at things, also busy on the business side of me as well, the business side. But, yeah, I just looking at abundance and everything this week, and it's interesting how, and I don't know if I said this last week, but how everyone, well, there's certain people that have a black and white sort of look at abundance where it's money coming in, money coming out. It's always the figures. It's always written down in front of them. And then we strive and try and be the people who go, you know what? I know I'm going to spend this much money because I know this much money is coming back. But it's also having the change of a thought process of lack. Like, we don't lack everything. Everything's here. We've got a roof over our head. We've got running water. We've got food. It's that sort of reference of knowing that we are all abundant. Even if we only have $5 in our wallet, we are still abundant. So looking at it that way, knowing that we are always abundant and never lack, is a really good sort of my message this week. So we've been going through a few things with my family at the moment, and it's interesting to know, being in the work that I do, looking at what my kids go through and what my family go through, and it's very interesting to sort of go, when you're not emotionally drawn into it and you step out and you go, so that's the reason why they're like, it's sort of, you sort of have a little bit more of appreciation for each person and what each person is going through. Now, some people might have a really good life and have like everything's just there. Then some people have struggles and going through a lot of things that you may not even know that they're going through because they don't want to sort of speak out, or they're not willing to speak out because they're afraid of people ridiculing or having an opinion that may not fit their I can't even say the word, but the family morals and things. So all you have to do is sit back and go, wow, I'm here. This is what I do. And it doesn't matter if you're a professional football player, professional golfer, or even a mechanic or working with their hands, tradie, carpenter. You've just got to realise that people go through things. As long as you're there to support, and Spirit's always here to support, but for us to be on the physical plane and support each other as well is a really good thing to do. So even go to your next door neighbour and go, hi, how you going? Or putting that $5 in a card to your next door neighbour and just saying, paying it forward. I love paying it forward. It's amazing. I try and do it as much as I can. So, yeah, that's my little talk today. So I have Ashley from Oak Harbor in Ohio. Sorry, trying to get my mouth around that. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well today. How's the weather over there at the moment? Sorry, I'm not a weather girl, but warm. Can we have some of that over here, please? Because I'm in country Victoria and we are cold. And, I mean, we've got the sun out, but it's still bitter cold. So I'm quite happy to send the warmth over to us, please. That would be great. So I'm a psychic medium. Now, did you want to go mediumshiply or psychically?
Mediumship, please.
Cool.
I'm trying to connect my dad
to
had died
a female?
in April.
Okay. So, okay, so your dad. There's also a female here as well. Just bear with me for a second. I want to make reference to a lady that's coming through that would be on your mum or dad's level as well. I feel like she was young when she passed. I feel like she was in her late 30s, early 40s. But there's just a reference to this lady that's here as well. There's also a Rhiannon or there's like a R name I want to bring through with her as well. But she's just acknowledging that she's here. So would this make sense to you? I feel like she passed peacefully, but there was a lot of health issues 2 to 3 years before she passed. So do you know if she's on mum's level or on your level? But I just want to make reference to that.
You said with a R?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
That's all right. The R name might be around the family, but let me just keep going with her for a second. Oh, no, she's connected to mum. So I don't know if she's mum's friend or a mum's friend, but I just want to acknowledge that with you. Okay. Now, you wanted to connect with your dad. Okay. So let me just see if he's around. Oh. Now, I'm not seeing, I feel like your dad's here, but would I make reference to your dad's dad passing as well? So your grandfather on dad's side, would that make sense?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Now, is dad one of 4 children?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Now, also, okay, thank you. So as I'm connecting with your grandfather, he's just acknowledging the A name as well, but I just want to bring through a male A name, and he's also bringing through May as well. Now, I know you said your dad passed in April, but there's a May reference as well. Would that make sense?
My birthday's in May.
Thank you very much. Okay, let me just keep looking. Now, have you seen photos of your grandfather? Did you meet your grandfather?
Actually, here's the weird thing. My grandparent, who is my dad, did adopt me. So he would have been my grandfather. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So thank you. I just want to acknowledge now, would he have been a little bit taller than your dad?
Actually, my grandfather, my dad is actually the person or my grandpa is actually my dad who adopted me, if that makes any sense. Like, okay, my grandparents adopted me, so he would have been originally my grandfather. I just call him my dad because they had me since he was 6 months old. But yes, he was tall.
Yes, thank you. All right, cool. So, okay. So it was your grandfather that adopted you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But your grandfather's your grandfather, but your dad is your dad. Is that right? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused in a sense because I feel like I've got 2 gentlemen here.
You have 2 gentlemen? I never met when my birth mother, her parents adopted me. So I reference them as mom and dad since they've had me since I was 6 months old.
Okay. So technically, would you call your grandfather dad?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and he's the one that passed in April?
That is correct.
Okay, and did he smoke or did he have issues with his lungs as well?
No.
Okay. What's with the reference with the sore throat or the throat issues with him?
The throat issues?
Yes.
He didn't really have throat issues.
Okay.
I know his father
I just feel like
had throat issues.
All right. So, because as I said, I feel like I've got 2 gentlemen here. That's all. So, okay. So your dad, I want to make reference to, he passed peacefully. Would that make sense?
He died of an aneurysm.
Okay. So there was a peacefulness around this, though. Yes, because I don't feel like it was sudden and he was in pain. I just feel like there was a peacefulness. He's giving me peaceful, and I feel that that's a reference. Now, he's also making me aware that did he used to wear vests, or what's with the vests and the shirt reference?
Do what? I'm sorry.
So the vest, you know, the woolen vest that you would wear over shirts.
A woolen vest?
Yes.
No, he never wore a wool vest.
That's fine. That's fine. Because I'm seeing that, he's giving me a reference to a woolen vest. So I'll give that to you. Now, okay, thank you. He's making me aware Chin Up Sunshine. There's a reference to Chin Up Sunshine because I feel that things have been, and I know he's passed in April. I know it's only just happened, but he wants to make reference to that he came to see you pretty much straight away. Now, he may saying that you felt him or you're aware that when you got the phone call, you're aware that he had passed.
Yeah.
Even before you got the phone call. Okay. And he can't thank you enough for bringing the sunshine into his life either. I feel like it wasn't just you. Are you one of two children? Or is it two girls?
I have two girls. I have a biological sister, yes.
Thank you, because he's just acknowledging this as well. Okay, perfect. But is there 3 of you overall that would have been in the house? So even though you have a biological sister, yeah, how you grew up, were you one of 3 siblings?
Yeah, he had 2 original of his own children, and then there was me.
Thank you. Yep, perfect. So I am with, I have got him. Perfect. This is where I want to sort of validate so I know I've got them for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. He's happy to be here, but he's also, have you gone back, were you studying, or what's the reference with study around you?
Studying, I was
or going
studying
back
to continue to be back to school, yeah.
Okay, because I want to make reference to, he's a little bit upset that you haven't gone back to it, or there's a reference to you need to start doing it again to refocus yourself again. Because I feel that even though he's passed, I feel like since he's passed, there's been a few other things. He's telling me there's been a few other things happening that you feel like, oh my God, where is this going to end? Does that make sense? I feel like things are snowballing. Yeah, because he's making me aware you need to start refocusing yourself back into your study, or refocusing things into doing for yourself, not for other people. Because I feel like what you're doing is you're doing things for other people, so you actually take the attention away from yourself, is what he's telling me. But he goes, now you need to start putting the attention into yourself and doing things that you love to do and not worry about everyone else's emotional state. He goes, because you're very empathic and you worry about how people move through things and how people have grief, but he's just making me aware that you need to do things for you now so you can start going through the process, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. And he's going, stop pushing things under the rug. He goes, you've got a habit, and you've been like that ever since you were little, that nothing would worry you and you'd push things under the carpet till they get to a point where you actually can't walk over the carpet anymore because there's a great big mound of stuff that you've put underneath there. You need to open this up, allow yourself to heal, because what you've done is you've put something over the top of it and you haven't healed to what you need to heal.
Isn't that the truth? We're actually in the process of buying a brand new house because we're actually moving my mom in since he passed.
Awesome. So this is where he wants to say, this is now, once this is done, it's time for you. Time for you to go through what you need to heal, to refocus, to allow yourself your full potential in your life again, because he goes, that's what I wanted for you. Now, is there a George or a G name around him as well?
A George or a J name?
A G name, like a G.
That I know.
Okay.
A G,
oh, there's
just
just a reference. Okay. Well, he's just acknowledging the G name as well around that side of the family too. But the lady I feel is connected to your mum. Now, with this, I feel like she passed in around sort of 38 because she's come in. She's got blonde hair. She's absolutely gorgeous. But I feel like she was not well for 2 to 3 years before she passed. But there's just a reference of sudden passing with her as well. But can you just acknowledge this? And I feel like there's an R name that's either around her or around her family that your mum will acknowledge.
An R name? I'll have to ask her.
Yeah. So, but I feel like she passed in her like late 30s to 40, if that makes sense. So if your mum is in her 60s, 70s, I just want to make reference to that. Is your mum in her 60s, late 60s, early 70s?
Yes, that's true. That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like this lady's been gone a little while, but she's just wanting to come through to acknowledge and say hello to your mum. Okay. Is there a Julie or a J name as well around your mum or mum's side?
Mom's side? No, not that I know
of.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll leave that with you.
It was a great-great-grandma or something, or an aunt possibly. Okay.
Well, I'll just leave that with you because I feel like she was dominant as well. She's got fair hair to blonde and it's shoulder length, and I feel like it's I want to say she's a bit of a glamour puss. I feel like she's got this beautiful glamour about her. So just give that to your mum, please, and just say that, just acknowledge that. But he wants to say, well done with all your decisions. He goes, unfortunately, I left a lot of load on your shoulders, but please take this and know that now it's time for you.
Okay.
Okay. And do you have children? Do I see one child around you?
Yeah, I have two.
Okay. He's just acknowledging the oldest one. Is that a girl?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because he's just acknowledging her as well. Okay. And how she sort of held the flowers and all that sort of stuff around his funeral, and what he loves, the fact is that you took the time to let her be with him as well. So there's a reference to being with him. Okay. Okay. So, Ashley, can I leave that with you?
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking that, and have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Now I have Crystal from Virginia Beach. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Crystal, you there? Okay. Just waiting. We're having a few technical issues. It must be, as much as I don't want to say it, Friday the 13th for me is absolutely fantastic, but sometimes technical difficulties do play up and I blame the planets for it. So, Crystal, are you there? Okay, let me just wait for a few minutes. We are having... Okay. Looks like, unfortunately, Crystal has dropped off. Is Dee there?
Hello? Yeah, hi.
Hello, Dee.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Dee. Good.
Hi.
How are you? So you're from beautiful British Columbia.
Well.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
What time is it over there at the moment?
It is 7:20.
Ah, perfect. You're in summer at the moment. I'm really jealous, just to let you know. Now, now, did you want to go psychic or mediumship, Dee?
Well, I'm looking for, I think it's psychic because I want a prediction.
Okay, cool. All right. So let me just, you've got a couple of questions. Just give me, I'll leave you with that. I don't feel like it's just one. I feel like you've got a couple of things. The first thing is stop holding yourself back from traveling. I feel like there's a travel bug coming in, or you've always got itchy feet. Would that make sense with you?
Yeah, it does, but I just need to save up for it. I've been wanting to go to England for a very long time. So.
Oh, I did see it, but I didn't say it, but that's fine. I'll leave that and I'll put that back to, I'll let that go through to the keeper. But I just want to say itchy feet, and I do want to say I feel like you're going back home. Now, have you been there before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, I feel like you're going to be over there and
Maybe
you'll feel
not
like
in
it's
this life.
home.
Maybe not in this
No.
life.
Yeah, I
Maybe in
just
this
feel
life.
like you're going to go over and I feel like you're going to be home. It's just that reference. But I don't feel like you're going to stick to England. I feel like you're going up north. But I do feel like there's a bit of an Irish connection there as well. So is there Irish on mum's side of the family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Because I just feel
I'm
like
sorry, what
there's
was
something.
your question? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Are you asking me if
That's
my
right.
family was Irish?
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there Irish on mum's side of the family?
No, there's not.
Okay. All right. I just feel like there's Ireland or there's some sort of reference to Irish on that side. So I'll leave that with you. Okay. So, but yes, definitely there's a big travel question mark over your head, and I feel like it's going to be either by the end of the year, start of next. But there's definitely a reference to that. I also want to say please be open to a workplace environment change as well.
Yeah.
So is that question? Is
my
that what you're
parents
thinking?
weren't happy about that. I've been
Yeah,
wanting to do film or television. I just need to get called, and my parents are worried that it won't be long term. But I can always find another job if it doesn't work out. So
I just want to say there's opportunities coming up in September for you. So have you been putting yourself out there in the last 3 to 4 months for this?
I've been waiting because I've been told it'll pick up. So, but I've been being in contact with a few people here and there. So
yeah, because I just want to say in the last 3 to 4 months, there's been a lot of for you marketing yourself or doing the hard yards, like walking the beat. Like there's some sort of reference to doing the hard yards, because I know in August, September, I feel like that's where it's going to start happening for you. Now, it's interesting. There's something about a Tiffany box. Now, do you have Tiffany boxes around your house, like Tiffany & Co.?
No.
Good. Okay. No, the only reason why I ask because Spirit have actually given me a Tiffany's box. So this is where I want to say when you see a Tiffany's box. Now, this could be in the flesh. It could be on a sign. It could be in a magazine. But I just want to make reference to when you see the Tiffany box, you will know that things are going to start improving around the work environment because there's opportunities coming up.
Okay. That's good to know.
Okay. And I really feel like August, September.
Work opportunities? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want
No,
to know,
that's fine.
Work be creative?
Yes. It's like I want to say it's, oh, wow, because you've worked for this for so long. I just want to say that you've always had this in you ever since you were a little girl. You've either had the creative being in front or behind, and I know you said that you wanted to do acting or you want to do like production, but there's something about both on one side and the other. But I just want to make reference to there's opportunities like August, September. I cannot bypass that. So just it's like holding onto your hats, and it's interesting because unfortunately the industry is a little bit fickle, but people on the outside don't really see how much really it goes into doing things, if that makes sense with this.
No, I know that. I've seen it.
Yeah. And this is why I want to say mum and dad may look at it and go, but it's not, it obviously it's not in their vocabulary or not in their sort of field of what a job is, but to understand it, I sort of understand where you're coming from, because what I do is also not like the norm. So I sort of not put it in the same category, but understand, if that makes sense. So, but I do feel that you've done the work, and I do want to say you've been hitting the pavement, but something's happened 2 to 3 months ago that will definitely start to come into fruition for you. D, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so,
and yeah, so that's what I want to make reference to. Now, do you have a partner as well?
No, I'm looking for one. That was my main hope.
Thank
Will someone come up?
Thank you, because I feel like there's one just around the corner for you. Now, I do want to say probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I also want to say whether or not you've already met them or you're about to meet them, but there's just that reference of already knowing them in your peripheral vision. I just want to say not right in front of you, but just on the outskirts. And I do want to say that he's very much of a gentleman. I know it's interesting. I don't know if he's around the place at the moment, but I do feel like he does travel. So there's a reference to that around him. But I do want to say it will be like a chance meeting. Now, thank you. They're showing me the movie Serendipity. So have you seen that with, I think it's John Cusack?
I've meant to watch it, but I heard it's like really nice and romantic.
Yeah. So maybe just watch that, but you'll see what I mean about how things like you bump into someone and then you'll end up having coffee 2 days later. There's just that reference around you. Okay, Dee?
Okay.
But I do want to say, please take the opportunity to travel. I feel like you're just going to go and do it. Now, I'm getting a bit of a wrap up here, Dee. So I hope that makes sense to you. Thank you so much for calling in. If you have any more questions, or if anyone who's listening, if they've got any questions, you can contact me at Jordie Janes Psychic Medium on my Facebook page or jordiejanes.com.au. But Dee, thank you so much for calling in today and allowing me to read for you.
Thank you.
And take that leap of faith and just go travel, because you'll love the UK. I haven't been, but I'm hanging to go. So yeah. I'm waiting for that to come through. So, Dee, thank you so much.
Okay,
and just be aware of the beautiful, gorgeous man that you bump into in the street with a big smile on my face. All right. Thanks, Dee. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a lovely week, and I will catch you all next week. Bye.